Oh, please. Oh, please don't do this. Please don't do this. If you're using ChatGPT for social media, we need to talk about some ooh, don't do that. Things that I have seen personally. My name is Bonitatibus, and on today's episode of Home Care Digital, we are talking about one of the biggest things when it comes to understanding AI and ChatGPT is that it is only as good as the person using it. The way I always think about this is if you've ever seen the movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper, really cool movie, right? He takes this pill and then he gets smarter, basically. And there's a part in the movie where I think it's his brother-in-law introduces him to this, magic pill that he's like, it works so much better for people that are smarter. And ChatGPT is the same thing. It works so much better for people that are smarter or understand how to use it and how to leverage it, which is why I'm always trying to push people to start using it more and learn these intentions, because it's going to be so much more impactful when you understand how to utilize it in a way that's going to get better responses. So the first thing that we want to make sure that we're avoiding, specifically when it comes to social media, is just becoming hyper dependent on AI creating content for you. If you are just going on and saying something like, create a social media post about this, and that's all you're saying, you're going to get really inauthentic, very obvious AI generated content. And I see this all the time. It becomes so obvious. I know, and you see it. You see that post and you know it's so obviously AI, and guess what? What do? You just move right along. It is the worst thing you can do when it becomes so obvious. And one of the biggest things that I do when it comes to social media is I hate emojis, okay? Are there ways that you can use emojis strategically? Yes. Are people doing it strategically and well? More often not. It's just ChatGPT throwing some random emojis in there and creating the content. Another thing that I've seen ChatGPT do is that it gives you like 30 some hashtags that you have to post, which actually I'm going to do a later video on whether hashtags work or not. So you'll have to hit that subscribe button to make sure you see that future video. But we don't want to bombard all this stuff. And then often one of the other mistakes I see is that they put their website into the post. We don't want to do this. We want to avoid this cookie cutter content. So how do we get good content when it comes to social media? We have to give it more of what we want the post to be about. Sharing stories, sharing personal elements. If you share these things, it's going to make the post that much more authentic. Removing things like emojis and hashtags can also make it a lot better. But one thing that's really important, and this goes into what I was telling earlier, that the smarter you are, the better, is understanding marketing strategies is going to help you to better utilize these tools. So for example, if you just tell ChatGPT or some AI tool to create a post, it doesn't know that you should create a hook for every single post that you create. You'd think it would know that, but it's not trained, it's not prompted. If you're not using a pre-trained agent or a custom GPT that you've built out, then you need to make sure that when you create a post, that you're giving it core instructions on what you want the flow to be. How do you want it to sound? What do you want the focus to be? So one thing, if you follow me on social media, specifically around just like written content that I share, then you know I am a big fan of the ... I strategically, specifically, every single post that I create always has a hook. Always. Every time. I make sure that that first line is very strategic, that it gets people to go, what is Nick going to talk about today? Or, hey, this is grabbing my attention, right? And so why is this important? We want to leverage hooks because when it comes to the social media algorithm, when someone clicks read more and your page drops open and then there's more content, that is what tells social media, hey, this is a good post. So when you use a hook, they're like, oh, well, what's this post about, right? We're creating curiosity. We're driving people, what's next? That's going to help increase your reach. But again, if we're not using ChatGPT and teaching it how we want the post to be, then you're going to get these very inauthentic answers and posts that people skip on by. So again, the first thing is we want to make sure that we are training it in how we want the content to create. 2, we want to make sure that we're creating real stories, the personal touch that really makes the biggest difference when it comes to content. If you want to be successful on social media, you have to have a strategy. And ChatGPT does not know the strategy. If you don't give it a strategy and you don't have one, you need to be very strategic about why are we creating specific content? What's the goal with this post, right? What's the intention? Who's the audience? All of these things play a factor into what we are creating. So this becomes really, really important. Now, what are one of the other biggest mistakes that I see? I see people copy and pasting ChatGPT, but doing it in a way that they don't realize. What do I mean? Take this image, for example. Okay, now this isn't the exact comment, so I kind of just tweaked it because I remember when this happened and I screenshotted it at some point, but I couldn't find it. Anyway, I digress. The point is that this was a real thing that happened to me where somebody commented on one of my posts and it literally said, "This is a good comment that you should be sharing," at the top of the post. That is a big problem, people. Be very careful about what you're copying and pasting. And I've seen this too. I've even had this happen with my clients where I remember one of my clients did, and I texted her and was like, "Hey, just so you know, your most recent post has, this will be a good post." And then it has the actual post. So we just have to be really mindful about copying and pasting because you could be one of, and if you've done this, it's okay. You're not alone. Check out this example from a newspaper. Yes, this is a real example of a real newspaper where the comment at the very bottom of the article says, "If you want, I can also create an even snappier front page style version with a punchy one-liner, stats, and a bold infographic ready layout. Perfect for maximum reader impact. Do you want me to do that next?" That was printed. Printed, people. This is a professional newspaper. So again, if you've done this, it's okay. You're clearly not alone in what's happening, but I'm going to guess that some people got fired because they should. If you literally printed this out, no oversight, reviewing who shared this. So we got to be very careful about what we are sharing and what we are putting out there. So to recap, okay, when we're using ChatGPT, when we're using AI tools, we want to make the personal element. We got to add stories. We got to add people. We got to add things that make it you so that when someone is reading your content, they are not thinking, "This is ChatGPT." They are thinking, "Oh, wow, this is Nick," right? If you look at any of my content that I share, every single time in the last, 2 years, the content has been with the help of AI. And I think that's the biggest thing. Treating your ChatGPT as like your boss or somebody that's like doing something for you. It is meant to be a partner. It is meant to help you as an employee, but you have to train it. You have to tell it what to do. You have to give it specifics. You have to give it the tools to be successful. You can't expect it to be successful on its own. If you want help leveraging and utilizing tools like ChatGPT, increasing your social media presence, schedule a time, talk with me, use the link below. We'll talk, figure out what's going to be best suited for you because navigating all of this can feel overwhelming and a lot, but you don't have to do it alone. My name is Nick Bonitatibus, and let's grow together.